Hey friends, welcome back to this YouTube channel. Today I'm going to share beginner tips on how to get started on Upwork, and I'll be sharing things that if I was starting to freelance on Upwork today, things that I will do so that I can become a successful freelancer on Upwork. The first thing that I wish I knew when I started freelancing on Upwork is to have a niche. I cannot stress enough the importance of having a niche, regardless on which field you are in. If you're in graphic design, you're in videography, you are in data entry, data science, you are a software developer, you are a front-end developer, I cannot stress enough that you need to have a niche. Always pick something specific and follow it. Pick something that matches your passion, your desires, and follow it. For instance, if you're a web developer, you could be a developer who deals with WordPress. That is a niche. If it is graphic design, you are a graphic designer who designs maybe banners or thumbnails for YouTube or social media graphics. Yeah. Or a videographer who does editing for commercial, or is it ads. You must have a specific niche. And the reason as to why I stress on having a specific niche is it helps you grow, and when you have a niche, you've already determined the type of client that you want. So when you are browsing for jobs on Upwork, you will not waste your connects on every other job that is posted, because you know what you are looking for. And when you have a niche also, remember that Upwork is first come, first serve, and you will not have to tailor your CV or write a CV from scratch every time you are applying for a job. If, for instance, you are a virtual assistant who deals with SEO or WordPress, you have already a resume or a cover letter or a convincing letter to convince the client to hire you. You will not tailor it much as compared to if you are applying for social media management. Tomorrow you're applying for email management, the other day you're applying for data entry, the following day you're applying for transcription jobs. You will always have a lot of work when it comes to tailoring your resume. The next thing that you need to know as a beginner on Upwork is you must have money to buy connects. Today it is impossible to apply for jobs without connects. Even the 10 connects that Upwork gives you every month is not enough to land you a job, because for a good job you will need like 16 connects to apply for a job. So when you look at the 10 connects that they are giving freelancers every month, is not enough. That means you must have money to buy connects and not to give up, because you could also spend a lot of money, you buy connects, and you are not hired. Yeah, so that means do not give up. Just keep on buying connects and hiring and applying. But you need to revise on your ways, especially if you do not have a niche. You need to stop applying for any other job that is being posted. Just because you are a virtual assistant does not mean you are going to apply for every job that is posted that is seeking for a virtual assistant. You need to be specific on the niche that you are, the niche of the services that you are offering. This will make you apply for specific jobs and increase your hiring rate. Hence, you will not waste your connects applying for every other job. Data entry seems easy, but if that is not your niche, then you skip those jobs and go specific to jobs that match your skills and niche. And with that, you'll be able to save your connects and increase the chances of being hired. Also, when you have a niche, you compete favorably among other freelancers that are applying for that job. Because imagine if you're a virtual assistant who deals with social media management, applying for a job where a client needs someone who has experience in social media management, and another freelancer who just offers general admin tasks, applying for the same job, you are more likely to be hired than the person who is just a virtual assistant offering general admin jobs. Also, if it's a job that needs someone who is conversant with admin jobs, and you are a virtual assistant who is specialized in that area, you are more likely to be hired than a virtual assistant who deals with social media or any other thing. That's why I'm saying it's important to always have a niche. Regardless of the field that you are in, there is always a niche in that. The third tip that I will tell someone who's beginning today as a freelancer is to optimize your profile. And this is why, you see, why I keep on saying you should have a niche. When you optimize your profile, you are optimizing your profile according to that specific niche. So when the client opens your profile, they are able to see that you are experienced in that area that they want to hire for. Instead of having a generic Upwork profile, it's important to have a specific one, a specific niche, and use that to optimize your profile. Also, the good thing with Upwork is you can have up to 2 profile accounts, so you can look at things that are related to each other. For instance, if you're a virtual assistant who deals with social media management, you can have one profile that deals with social media management and have another one that deals with SEO. These two go hand in hand, because for social media marketing to succeed, it needs search engine optimization. So you can have those 2 profiles. But when you are applying for jobs, you choose a profile that is directly or near what the client wants. If the client wants social media management, then you can use that profile when applying for jobs. And also, when a client needs someone who is an expert in search engine optimization, then you can use that profile. That is an important thing that you need to know with Upwork, that you can have 2 profiles, but you cannot have 2 profiles that are 2 worlds apart. You cannot be, maybe one is about, like for instance, let me say you are a transcriptionist. One is about transcribing, and another profile is in a totally different field, like design, graphic design. You see, there is no harmony in those 2 fields. That means when a client looks at your profile, they will wonder why do 2 different things at the same time. But if you're a graphic design, you can have graphic design for one specific niche, and another niche in still under graphic design in another profile. That makes you more hireable, and it shows that you are in harmony with yourself, and it also shows that you know what you are doing on Upwork. You are just not freelancing for the sake of freelancing. The fourth tip that I will give to someone who's beginning to freelance on Upwork is to customize your proposal according to the job posted. And when you have a niche, it's easier for you to customize, because you will change just few words. Probably will start by greeting the person who has posted the job, and the best way to do this is to go to that client's profile, look at the reviews, and see whether other freelancers have mentioned him or her by their name. If they have mentioned their name, then use that in your proposal. When you are writing your proposal, then start by saying, "Hi Nick," if that's their name, or "Hi Caleb," anything that they have used their name in the reviews. That means the freelancers have reviewed them and they have mentioned their name. That is one way you can get to know the name of the client. But if the reviews have no name, it's still okay. You can just do a generic like "Hi client," "Dear client" when you're starting with your proposal, and then customize it according to the job that he has posted. If he wants social media management, then mention your experience in social media management and leave it at that. Do not mention anything else that is irrelevant. Even if you have experience in it, if it is irrelevant to that job post, do not mention it. Just stick to the experience that is relevant to that job post. The fifth tip that I will give to someone who is beginning to freelance today on Upwork is only apply for jobs that are in line with your skill. Just because you're browsing on Upwork and you see a job that is well paying and it is not lying among your skill, or it has nothing to do with what you are offering on Upwork, then you want to apply because it is paying well, you will not be hired, because clients will go on your profile, check on your experience and what you have posted, and they will see you have no experience in that area that they are posting. And that means you will lose your connects. And who wants to keep on losing their connects? They are really expensive and they are gold. Then that means you should throw your connects to areas that you are highly likable to be hired. Don't apply for jobs that you know you have no skills and you are least likely to be hired. So always go through the job post, check the skills that the client wants. If they match what you are offering, then apply for that job. This careful consideration will increase your chances of being hired and reduce the chances of wasting connects by applying to any other job just because it is paying well. The sixth tip that I would give to someone who's beginning to freelance today on Upwork is only apply for jobs for clients that have a good rating. For me, a good rating begins 85% and above. For you, it could be different. And as for me, I've been using that in the last 2 years, and it has really been beneficial to my growth on Upwork. So that means the importance of working with someone with a good rating is because they have high chance of viewing your proposal, and when you work together they have a high chance of giving you a positive review, and also they have a high chance of hiring. When you look at Upwork, there are so many clients that post jobs and they never hire. So if you see a hiring rate below 85, you really need to consider. Unless you just want to risk, then it's fine. But if you are here looking for good clients, I would advise you to focus on clients that have 85% and above for you to apply. If they have below, or others even have 0%, they have posted over 20 jobs, they have never hired, then I will advise you to stay away from those jobs. Do not waste your connects applying for such jobs, because the chances of you getting hired are zero. Actually, you should just look at that percentage. That percentage of hiring should guide you. See, if the client has 85%, then it means you have 85% chances of getting hired. If it is 20%, there is a 20% chance of you being hired. So when you look at that, you are able to make a logical decision to not apply or apply to that job. Also, in addition to that, applying to clients with a good rating and hiring rate, also focus on clients with a good rating. And you can always see this when you click on the client. Check if what other freelancers have said about this client. If the freelancers are complaining, then I will advise you to stay away from those clients. If freelancers have left positive feedback, then that is a good client. For starters, you need to understand that for a freelancer to leave a negative comment to a client, then that client must have really messed with that freelancer. It is not natural for freelancers to leave negative feedbacks to clients, as opposed to clients leaving negative feedback for freelancers. So if you see a negative feedback to a client, then you have to think twice and probably do away with that client, or rather do not apply for that job. Continue searching for clients that have a good rating. Another tip is be among the first 5 people to submit their proposal. This will increase the chances of your proposal being viewed and your chances of you being hired. So after going through the entire steps that I've been talking about, the other thing you need to be careful is jobs that have received a lot of applications. If you click on a job and you see there are 10 proposals, then do not apply unless you just want to risk. Always refresh, stay with a good internet, and apply immediately you see a job. And the best way you will be able to apply quickly is when you have a customized proposal. And like I said, you must have a niche. So you are not applying to any other job that every time a job is posted you are applying. You are always customizing your CV. That means other freelancers will bypass you and submit their proposals on time. That's why I keep on stressing, have a niche, have a customized template, that is a resume or your proposal. On Upwork they are called proposal. Have it ready, only customize it when you are applying according to the needs of that job, and specifically if they are in line with what you are offering, it would be easier for you to customize quickly and hit the submit button. The ninth tip is, once you apply, always be ready to respond to clients' messages. You could apply to 10 and only 2 clients would view your proposals and engage you on messages. So be quick to respond. Do not apply and then you wait for another 1 week to check your Upwork profile. Always be checking and respond promptly to what the clients are asking. Also, the good thing with Upwork is they have a mobile app. You can always turn your notification on for the Upwork mobile app. Anytime a client reaches you or you get an invite, you are able to respond to search immediately without keeping the client waiting. Effective communication is very important when it comes to working remotely and managing a remote team. So when a client sends you a message and you take over 24 hours or over 48 hours to respond, then that shows that you may not be an effective communicator when it comes to working remote. The last tip that I will advise you is always ask for feedback from clients, especially when you are starting. These feedbacks will help you grow your account on Upwork and get hired, because when you work with a client, they leave you a positive feedback. Another client will be reviewing your profile. They will see, this client left a positive feedback, so this freelancer could be reliable and could work for me well. The same way as freelancers, we look at feedbacks of other freelancers to clients, is the same way clients look for feedback from other clients on freelancers' profile. So feedbacks are very important. Encourage your clients to leave you positive feedbacks so that you can be able to grow, especially when you are starting. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you loved my content, hit that subscribe button, like, and share it with anyone whom you feel could benefit from this video.